What's up, guys? I just wanted to give you guys a little channel update because I have not been posting for the past couple of weeks because I've been a little bit occupied doing some renovation or remodeling in the kitchen. So just taking a little break. I was just editing a refrigerator review. So if you're on my Patreon, you've already seen the review. But if you haven't, stay tuned for the refrigerator review. Hisense sent me a fridge, so I had to review it, which is perfect timing because what I've been doing is renovating my kitchen. So this is what my kitchen used to look like. The house was made in 1986, so everything was really yellow. It turned yellow over the years, I'm sure. The cabinets look like they were probably from your grandmom's house. And if you know me, you know that that's not the look that would have chosen for my kitchen. So I had to rip the entire kitchen apart. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks. I think the only thing I dropped was a live stream with Don Dunn. So this is what's going on. So the kitchen is now torn apart. Well, it's not torn apart. It's partially torn apart, but I did start putting in the kitchen cabinets. Well, I'm basically done with the cabinets. I'm just waiting for the countertops to be put in. So I did a little peninsula here. There's my stove, and then I have the this cabinet here where the sink is gonna go. So I still have a little bit of things to do. I gotta like cover up the ends of the cabinetry. So here you can see I got some white exposed right there, and then I've got some white exposed there. So I need to put the cover panels on those. And yes, these are IKEA Kitchens cabinets because you know, they're pretty cost effective. I got a YouTube salary, so I don't make a ton of money, and so I went with the IKEA cabinets. But they're not that hard to put together. And some people say that IKEA makes some flimsy stuff, but surprisingly, their cabinets are pretty robust. Anyways, so the color motif, if you haven't noticed already, it's all black. And I went with black because I wanted to have a really nice smooth transition. So if we're hanging out at my house, if we're in the kitchen, we just got done eating or drinking or something like that, having a little party, I didn't want there to be a big jarring transition once you go from the kitchen over to the theater, because this is the main part of the kitchen, and then right through there, that is the doorway to the kitchen. And I did put the Hisense movie poster frame right next to it. So if you're in here, you're probably thinking, hey, why is there a poster of Fight Club there? or my rotation of posters that are always switching. So that is a little indication that there might be something special behind that door. And I think with everything being black, that door being black and the rest of the kitchen walls being black, I think it's a nice kind of hidden entry almost once you get into the theater. If you're a kitchen person or if you're into kitchens, I did pick up this. This is a Samsung slide-in range. I did go with the stainless steel backsplash because I like to cook, and much easier to clean a backsplash that's stainless steel with the matching hood. I did put some shelves up here. We opted to not put a bunch of wall cabinets, so I did put some shelves here. I made these myself. I routed out a little channel for the LED lighting. I still need to do the LED light on that guy there. I'm also going to add a lot of LED lights, which are these guys here. These are the ones that I used in my home theater. So if you are interested in adding lights to your kitchen or your theater, these are BTF cob strips. So these are RGB cob strips. And then if you are a Philips Hue user, or if you want to add this to your home kit or whatever, these are little Zigbee adapters, which will pair up with your Philips Hue hub. So I've got about 26 Hue light bulbs in the house in pretty much every room, and these, instead of paying the exorbitant amount of money that Philips Hue likes to charge you, you can go with a Zigbee adapter such as that. The adapter is something like $24, and the lights, I think those are 10-foot pieces, 10-foot LED strips for, I believe, about $18. So that's just a fraction of the cost of the Philips Hue stuff. And here are my tools of the trade right now that I've been using to put everything together. Window trim right now, that is going to be, right now it's got that wood color. I think I'm going to paint that either white or black. I haven't decided yet. Windows are kind of old, so those are going to have to be replaced at some point in time. This is the refrigerator that I reviewed. This is a Hisense fridge. It's a big fridge, 26.6 cubic feet, so a lot of space in there. Parquet flooring. I hate the parquet flooring, but I am going to be refinishing these and giving it a darker look to match the rest of the look here. But I did do a video recently about, can your living room be a home theater? And half of you guys were just like, yes, it can be. Half of you guys were like, no, it can be. You need dedicated space. I kind of fall into the camp that you need a dedicated space, but you can call your living room whatever you want. But the question is, can your kitchen be a home theater? And this is the other project that I've been working on in here. Aside from the main kitchen stuff, I have this bare wall that's got nothing on it. So my idea was to get this TV right here. This is the Sony Bravia 9 Mark II. It's the 75-inch. I also have this here. I also have a TCL 85-inch QM8L, which I need to review. Unfortunately, I've been kind of busy on the kitchen. But the 75-inch Sony, that guy there, that is going to go right there on this wall. I did a measurement on it, and it might be a little too big for this wall. I probably should have went with a 65-inch, but I'm gonna try the 75-inch and see how that works out. So, you know, if we are sitting or cooking over at the kitchen, you can just turn around and catch the game or whatever it is that you're watching. Nancy's case, my wife, she likes to watch Friends, so if she's cooking, she can just turn around and boom, she can watch her Friends TV show on HBO Max anytime she wants. And the dinner table is going to be kind of like right in this section here. So if you want to sit down and eat your dinner and watch your TV shows or movies, you can do that right there. And you know, the TV you can also hook up the wireless subwoofer to the television set as well. So I don't know if that's going to make its appearance before I do the video on the 9.2 for the Sony 9.2. But if it is, then I'm going to incorporate that and show how to hook that up, which I think is a really cool feature that not many TVs will allow you to just hook up a subwoofer to it. I know I've been asking Sony about that for years, so I'm glad that this generation that they've added that feature to it. But if that doesn't make its way, I do have a WIM sound bar and some WIM, I think, what are they calling it? The WIM little wireless speakers, the WIM Lite or something like that. So they're going to send me that and their two rear speakers, which I might hook up to the Bravia 9 in the kitchen to give me 5-channel surround sound. So that'll be like, what, 5.1.2 with their subwoofer. I might not put the WIM subwoofer in here because I don't know if I have the space for it. But it might just be like a 5.0.2. So be on the lookout for that video. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Can your kitchen be a home theater? You tell me. So another update that I have, another thing I'm going to be working on here, I did get my screen in. So I did that video a few weeks back on me upgrading my screen, which I did get recently right there. The only problem that I have with that right now is that, let's go into the theater here. So I've got, I was taking some measurements of the Martin Logan subwoofer, and I did do that SVS calibration video. So if you missed that video, you know, check it out. So I got here, been testing those guys out. But in order for me to fit that screen in here, which is 170 inches, obviously I'm gonna have to take out my screen, and the screen is it's gonna leave about 2 inches on each side of the wall, and it's gonna go down to about 3 or 4 inches from the floor. So the issue that I thought I was gonna run into is that if you were in the front row, if you're reclined, your feet might get in the way. But you know, I did a little test on it. Just as long as you're not laying totally back, totally flat, like you're laying down in bed, then your feet won't get in the way. I don't know how many people would watch movies like that, but just as long as you don't do that, then you're gonna be totally fine. And then the other issue I had was Since I'm only about 10 feet away from the screen, there is the projector. So the top hole there, that's the XGIMI Titan Noir Max, and then on the bottom one is the Sony Bravia 8 projector, which is the main projector. It doesn't do 3D, but it's still the main projector. So if it's beaming downwards and it's shooting 4 inches from the floor and you're 10 feet away, is your head going to get in the way? And if I was 6 feet, then yes, your head would get in the way. Luckily, I'm only like 5'8", 5'9", so that's not an issue for me. It's not an issue for Nancy because she's only 5'4". But if you are one of the taller guys, then you're going to have to sit in the back row, or you're just going to have to recline. So there is a little thing I'm going to have to kind of work out, I guess, if I wanted to really make that larger screen size work. I mean, the obvious thing would be to raise the screen upwards a couple of inches, 2-3 inches, which is not a big deal. I would like to do as little work as possible, but I'll try it out and see how it's going to work in the long run. And then another thing that I have to do by going up to this bigger screen size is that's my wide channel right there. I'm actually going to have to slide that over to line up a little bit with that line, that little seam right there. So I am going to have to move that over about 3 feet, which will, obviously, it's going to bring it a little bit closer to my first side surround. And then you can see the distance between that first side surround and then the second side surround, which, if we're going to be honest, I mean, it would kind of place it more equidistant with each other. I don't necessarily have to put that as the wide channel. That could be like my left surround 1, or just I believe in the Trinov, you can designate it as left surround 1, left surround 2. So I might try that to see what that does. Otherwise, I'll just keep that as, left wide. So I don't really see that being too much of a problem, just as long as it's angled in at the main listening position. And I'm really excited about that because, I kind of want to just I've always wanted to max this out, but I knew that there would be some compromises with the wide channel placement and also the way that the projector is going to hit the back of possibly people's heads and maybe your feet being in the way. But, after I've zoomed in enough where I could test out my idea of going full width in the room here. And for my room, 16:9 is going to work best, because if I went with 2:3:9:1 or 2.35, then I would be leaving a lot of real estate on the top and the bottom of the screen. So that's why I'm opting for the 16:9 aspect ratio. Plus, there's a lot of shows and movies out right now that are using a big variation, switching aspect ratios, 4:3, 2:1, 2:2, 2:0, 16:9, 1.78. And if you're a Christopher Nolan fan, he likes to do the switching aspect ratios as well. So that's why I've opted to go with the 16:9 to give me a better coverage for utilizing all the space in my room, and also for those 16:9 and IMAX shot movies, which, by the way, IMAX shot movies like Black Widow, when that opens up full screen in 3D, man, it's one of the best experiences I've had in my personal home theater, and really kind of any commercial theater as well. Well, anyways, guys, that's what I have been working on. I've been kind of really busy on the kitchen. That's not going to be done until till after July, because the countertop guys don't seem to be on their game right now. They're taking forever to get over here. But stay tuned, man. I got that home theater in the kitchen video coming up. Review for the Sony Bravia 9 II, also for the TCL 85-inch QM8L. That's coming up. I got some speakers from Cambridge Audio, little desktop speakers that I really liked. I've been using those for the past month, so those are really great speakers. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And movie-wise, there hasn't been really any good movie releases lately. I mean, I got Eraser, Scream 4, but I wouldn't say those are really great home theater experiences. A lot of the newer summer movies I'm kind of looking forward to catching, maybe like Disclosure Day, Supergirl possibly. I got the Superman shirt on today. But anyways, stay tuned. That's just a quick update on the video, on the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are. Can your kitchen be a home theater? leave a comment down below. And somebody keeps calling me. Thanks for watching.